Hey everyone, I wanted to make a video about Bitcoin this time and the one event that you really need to pay attention to when it comes to Bitcoin. So this is going to be something that is the complete opposite to the type of money that we're all used to with our government. So as we all know, our governments create more and more money every year, more and more debt, loading up the system with more and more cheap money. I'll do some other videos that go into inflation in greater detail and how that slowly steals your wealth as well. But I think everyone's got a basic understanding of how crazy the government goes with their money creation and their money spending, and how that makes our Australian dollar or US dollar or whatever something that's just really not worth putting our savings into. With Bitcoin, the actual opposite happens. So let's take a look. Before November 28, 2012, there were 50 new Bitcoin being created every 10 minutes. After that date, the number was cut in half to only 25 new Bitcoin being created every 10 minutes. The Bitcoin software has built into it a 50% supply cut approximately every 4 years. So, what happens when you reduce the supply of something and make it rarer? Well, this chart is what happens. So, when the first Bitcoin halving happened on November 28, 2012, the price for one Bitcoin was $12 US. Fast forward to just over 1 year later, and the price for one Bitcoin was more than 100 times that, and more than $1,200 US for one coin. Now we're going to look at what happened for the second Bitcoin halving. Before July 9, 2016, there were 25 new Bitcoin being created every 10 minutes, like we discussed. After that date, the number was cut in half again to only 12.5 new Bitcoin being created every 10 minutes, which is where we sit now. Each new block of the Bitcoin blockchain has new Bitcoin hidden inside it as a reward. So what happens again when the supply of something becomes more scarce? This chart is what happens. So at the time of the second Bitcoin halving on July 9, 2016, the price for one Bitcoin had leveled out to about $650 US for one coin. Fast forward to just over a little over a year after the halving, and the price of one Bitcoin was more than $19,000 US for one coin. So where we sit today, currently there are 12.5 new Bitcoin being created every 10 minutes. After the next Bitcoin halving, which happens on approximately May 10, 2020, depending on how the software flow goes until that time, that number will be cut in half again to only 6.25 new Bitcoin being created every 10 minutes in each new block of the blockchain. So again, as everybody knows, when a cyclone hits Australia's banana farms, Nan's not so happy about making her next banana cake because the price of bananas is through the roof. So what's the price of one Bitcoin going to be when we fast forward to a year after the next Bitcoin halving, which happens in May this year? At the time of recording this video, we're in February 2020, so about 3 months before this next Bitcoin halving is about to happen. So this is the perfect opportunity for you to start putting some of your savings into Bitcoin and some of the other solid cryptocurrencies and ride this next wave if you're wanting to really see some great returns on your investments and your savings. So if you want to check out some of my other videos, we'll be making more about how to do that if you actually need some really specific help on that. I'm actually launching some new services that you can get our services to help you, guide you through this, whether it comes to your personal investments that you want to make, or whether it's in setting up a self-managed super fund and using the money from that to invest in cryptocurrencies and other things of your choosing, rather than outsourcing that to some other fund manager that you don't know. Like, why wouldn't you rather be in control of where your savings go and know that you can move them around anytime you want to, and you can take them out and put it into different things, and you can actually use it to ride this new amazing wave of technology that's coming, which is Bitcoin and cryptocurrency. Because with most superannuation funds, you just can't do that at the moment. So yeah, don't be scared by this technology. Shoot me a message if you've got any questions, and yeah, if you're looking for any services, I'll be launching my new website very soon with more info, and stay in touch. Let me know what questions you have.